Yo boys, what's going on? It's Pantherman GTA back at you with another video today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 best businesses in Grand Theft Auto 5 online, according to me. Now, the reason my opinion is valid is because I've made over $200 million in GTA 5 online, which I know does not sound like a lot, but I've only been playing for like probably 5 months total of my 10-month playtime. Every now and then I take a few months off here and there. So the grand time of me actually playing to make that 200 million is probably very casually 6 months. So essentially, I've made $200 million very casually in 6 months because I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to give you guys my personal top 5 tier list. What are the best ways to make money? And especially with the new quartz heist coming up on July 13th, and with this week's discounts and whatnot, like literally half of war stock and the vehicles in the game, it's genuinely insane. I'm going to be giving you guys my best methods to make money, and hopefully this will help you guys out so you can buy the mansion, whatever you may need for the quartz heist, and a bunch of the discounted vehicles for this week. Let's get into it. So coming in at number 5, it's gonna have to be the bunker. Now, some people may place this higher. In my opinion, I put it so low because it's very slow. You do make a lot of money for very little input. It's very good at that. Personally, when I log in, every single time I see that the supplies are not full, I go ahead, make sure my other businesses are stocked up or having supplies on the way, and I go loot a stash house and get free supplies. That's pretty much my daily routine when it comes to the bunker. As far as money goes, you're looking at about $1 million if you sell to Los Santos, not Plain County, or depending where your bunker is at. But if you have one of the 2 good bunkers, you're going to want to sell to Los Santos. And with the public high demand bonus, it could range probably around 1.5 million. However, this is where another one of the faults lies with the bunker is that it is not solo player friendly. It gives you multiple vehicles for almost every single cell mission. Now, there is a way to counteract this. If you only get supplies and let your bunker use that one bit of supplies, and then you sell it, you're going to sell for like, I don't know, a couple $100 grand. You will get guaranteed 1 vehicle, and you will be able to sell very efficiently in a public lobby. Obviously, you're going to be selling for less at a time, but it's going to be more frequent sales. So do what you want to do. Personally, I just let it fill up till it's at max, and then I try and sell it in public lobby if I can, get the Phantom Wedge missions. If I can't, then I'll just go to a private lobby and bite the bullet, get $1 million myself. And one more addition with the bunker that makes it a good business is that your bunker produces excess supplies, and with this, the game gives you a truck you can sell these excess supplies in, and it gives you a good $50,000 about roughly every in-game day. So if you're really on top and really trying to grind the bunker out to its fullest, this will be a very good little money-making method in addition with other businesses in the game. So that's number 5, the bunker. Coming in at number 4, it's gonna have to be the acid lab. Now I know this last week, it was on double money. It made me millions of dollars. And even without double money, you can still make millions of dollars if you're grinding it correctly. Now, the reason this business is so insane is because of just how little time it takes. In terms of profit, you're looking at about $350,000 for a full acid lab cell. And with a public high demand bonus, you're looking at about $530,000. Now, the reason this is so realistic is because every single cell mission is going to be a solo player friendly cell mission. There is no multi-vehicle mission that is really annoying and takes a lot of time. There is only single player cell mission. And in addition, you have the boost in the acid lab that you can use once a day that boosts your acid production. And if you have a mansion like I do, you can boost the acid lab again. And with both of these boosts active, it takes 1 hour to get full acid. That is insane. Especially like I said, with the last week, I'm making literally $1 million an hour with no cooldown. That's better than Cayo Perico. That's better than Dr. Dre because all of these things have cooldowns, all these heists. This is significantly better, especially if you're on top. Now, if we're not accounting for the boost and we're not accounting for the double money that was here last week, then you're going to be looking at $530,000 every couple in-game days if you sell in a public lobby. Now, coming in at number 3, it's going to have to be the nightclub. Now, I know the last 2 businesses may look like they make more money faster than the nightclub. But the nightclub is just insane for literally the least amount of effort possible. Now you open up your computer, you make sure you have your technicians assigned to the businesses that you have. Now obviously you want it preferably to be on cargo and shipments, gun running supplies, Coca-Cola, the blue stuff, and lastly the counterfeit cash. Now with all of these going, you're going to be making the most amount of money possible. If you have fully upgraded storage, all the technicians unlocked, all of the upgrades for the nightclub unlocked, you're going to be looking at about $1 million for, I believe, 7 to 8 hours of real life time, which obviously is a lot of time for $1 million. Acid Lab and the bunker can outproduce that. Now, the reason the nightclub is so broken is because it literally doesn't cost you anything. Besides setting it up, you don't have to do supply missions. You don't even have to worry about accruing supplies. Your business does this on its own. So it is entirely passive once you have it done. Entirely passive. Not to mention, you have the best daily income in the game, which is the nightclub safe, which gives you $50,000 for every 48 minutes, aka every in-game day. And when I tell you this fills up fast, it does. Before you know it, you're at $150,000, $200,000 of your maximum $250,000 in the safe, and you're having to go get it. The only thing you have to keep up with the nightclub is the popularity levels, which are so easy to do. If you don't know how to do them, it's really simple. You have 4 ways you could do it, but really it's only 3 ways. First of all, you have promoting the club, which is actually going out and doing a mission to promote your nightclub and actually gives you 1 bar of popularity, which not very viable. It's really annoying and it takes too much time. The next best thing would be the bouncer mission, which is, in my opinion, the best if you can get it, where you literally walk up to someone, the blue dot in your nightclub, and you throw them out. Gives you $10,000 and it refills your popularity up a whole level. Then you have the VIP missions, which are more annoying, but they're not too bad as long as you don't speed too fast. You just drive the VIP home and you get $10,000 and it fills up your nightclub popularity. And then, in my opinion, the best method, if you don't get the bouncer mission, is going on your master control terminal or going into the basement of your nightclub so you can skip the cutscene, going into your nightclub business on the computer and selecting a separate DJ. Now this only works if you have another DJ bot already. So you have to spend $100,000 and set them up. But when I tell you it's worth it, it really is. A lot of the times I end up getting VIP missions and I do not want to do them. So I go ahead and just spend the $10,000 to switch between the DJs and get free popularity increased. And that's how I keep my popularity up. So that is how simple the nightclub is. It really is a top 3 business in the game. Completely passive besides the popularity levels. And it just makes you so much damn money. I think I've made like probably $20 million from the nightclub. So that's number 3. Coming in at number 2, we're going to have one of my new favorites, which is the hangar. Now, this business has a few things going for it. First of all, you have the ability to passively source cargo, which I don't recommend, but you can if you actually don't want to grind the cargo missions to actually get the supplies. You can contact Rooster in your hangar below your living quarters and your office. It costs you $25,000 and he'll go source some crates for you. It's entirely randomized what he gets for you, and that is why I don't recommend it. Now, on the other hand, you have the ability to manually source them, which I recommend only doing land missions to source cargo. It is really simple. If you have the military hangar, which I highly recommend one of those 3, it is the most centralized and easiest location to get most of the missions done. You're as close as possible to every single possible supply mission, and it literally takes you less than 5 minutes to do all of them, with the exception of the deep sea missions, which I do not recommend. Again, if you want a full tutorial on the hangar, leave a comment, leave a like, and I might pump one of those out if you guys want it enough. Same goes for all of these on the list, but especially the hangar. I definitely can see how it can be difficult to start up. So now, once you have the sourcing done, you can go ahead and sell. But before you sell your hangar and all the stock in it, what you want to do is you want to buy Higgins Helitors. Now, what this does is it gives you a 10% bonus on top of what you're already getting. So in order to buy Higgins Helitors, you need to buy the car wash, which will also affect your fake cash production. Now, in order to buy Higgins Helitors, you need to buy the car wash. And in order to get the car wash, you have to meet with Martin Madrazo at the airport and contact Mr. Faber and blah, blah, blah. You guys get it. Then once you do that, you can buy the car wash for $1 million. Pretty cheap for a business nowadays. Then after that, you can buy Higgins Hell Tours, which will be available on the map, and Smoke on the Water. All three of these businesses buff their corresponding counterparts. Higgins Hell Tours buffing the hangar, Smoke on the Water buffing the grass, and the car wash buffing fake cash production. All of them give their own percentage of increase in their businesses, but for this case, we're talking about the hangar. It gives you a 10% increase on your total profit. Now, the crazy part about the hangar is that whenever you have 50 crates of one type, which is the best types in the game that all sell for the same amount, would be the narcotics, chemicals, and medical supplies. All of these will sell for the most amount of money as possible, as they are grade 1 goods. They are the best goods in the game that you can source. So sourcing them manually via land missions is what you want to do. Whenever you sell them, you're going to be looking at a 70% bonus on top of what you have, which is going to come out to about $2.8 million. Now, if you factor in the 10% bonus, and you factor in that you can sell it in a public lobby if you do the land mission, guaranteed to get one vehicle, you can make $4.2 million in one sell mission. That is ludicrous. That is insane. So let's do a quick rundown. Not only do you have very easy sourcing missions that are all solo player friendly, you have easy sell missions that are solo player friendly exclusively if you do the land ones for both of these. You also have a 10% bonus from Higgins Hell Tours. You have a 70% bonus if you get the same cargo, all 50 crates, and you can very easily get the high demand public bonus. So you're looking at a very consistent $4 million every single time you sell your hangar. Now, the only downside is that you do have to source these crates manually. Getting Rooster to passively source them is going to cost you a lot of money, and he's not going to source specific cargo, which sucks. So you do have to do this manually, but it is by far and away the best business in the game for the amount of work you put in my opinion. So that is number 2. And coming in at number 1, we're going to have the CEO Cargo. Now, this business can be a little hard to start up. I know when I started playing GTA, I had no clue how to do this business. It was really confusing, but with recent updates and with time to learn these things, this business is the best business in the game. In order to start it up, you go to your CEO office, you head to your computer, and you go ahead and buy the large warehouses. Now, I do not recommend buying any smaller ones. If the game gives you one to start with, like at the beginning for me, I started off with a medium-sized one. That's fine. But again, I recommend you upgrade to large warehouses. Now, there is good locations for these warehouses. I recommend buying Darnell Bros and down to the right, and then buying that one to the left. Those 5 are in very quick succession, and they're very easy to get between them to source cargo. This gets to my next point. CEO Cargo is entirely passive. All you have to do is fast travel from your mansion like I do, or fly over to your warehouse, source cargo, and go to the next. It takes a whole in-game day for your employees to source a cargo, and they can range between 1 to 3 crates. And the crazy thing about this is that it actually costs less on average. It costs you about $490,000 to source your cargo, rather than $666,000, which would be you manually doing it. Obviously, this takes more time, but in my opinion, it's worth about the same as you grinding for it. So looking at the numbers now, you're actually going to be making roughly $2.2 million, which is obviously less than the hangar. But here's the kicker. In a public sell lobby, you're going to be making $3.5 million. So you're making almost as much as the hangar. But guess what? It's entirely passive. So you have 5 of these cargo warehouses that you can passively grind, and you sell all of them in a public high demand session, roughly in the same day. Doesn't have to be. You're going to be looking at upwards of $16 million in one day. Entirely passive, by the way. You don't have to grind at all. Only thing you have to do is go to your warehouse and source cargo from your technician. The only downside about this business is that, unfortunately, 2 out of the 3 possible sell missions suck. Now, one of them is absolutely horrible, and I recommend you do not do it. Okay, if you get this mission, reset into another lobby before you even get in the plane. You're going to lose 3 pieces of cargo, but you can literally pay $18,000 to grind those back. It's really easy. Now, if you get, unfortunately, the airplane sale mission, trying to do this in a public lobby is going to be absolutely atrocious. People are going to see you in the sky even if you're on Ghost.org, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. I do not recommend you do this. If you get this mission, go ahead and back out, load into another lobby. Now, the other 2 aren't as bad, and one of them is actually the best one you could get. Now, the first one would be the Brigade 6x6 missions. If you get this one, you're going to be looking at about 3 trucks you have to take to the location. Now, it is actually pretty easy once you get past the first one. The way the mission typically goes is you pull up your phone, you have a scouting software or radar, and you have to actually find the target. And then you drop off the Brigade 6x6, and it's pretty easy. But then you can go ahead and fly over to your other 2 Brigade 6x6s and get in them, and you can go to the checkpoint. You don't have to find it again. So once you find it, you're pretty much done. You just have to drive them there. Not to mention, the Brigade 6x6 is pretty much rocket resistant. It can take 47 homing missiles at it when you have the 100% armor upgrade, which is, in my opinion, more than enough to get to the location and more than Oppressor Mark IIs even carry. And the very last mission is going to be the tugboat. This mission is by far and away the easiest. You can do literally all of it under Ghost.org. The way it goes is you fly to the docks, you eliminate a bunch of enemies that are in your way trying to steal your boat, then you get on the boat, then the timer, the global countdown, starts for a minute, and you literally just drive into the ocean and then pop Ghost.org when a minute passes and get to the checkpoint. It's that easy. It's far away from the center of Los Santos, and you can literally make $3.5 million from driving a boat in the ocean. So in my opinion, that is the #1 business in the game. I'll go ahead and list the top 5 just again so we can see all of them. At number 5, we have the bunker. Number 4, we have the acid lab. Number 3, we have the nightclub. And number 2, we have the hangar. And number 1, we have the CEO cargo warehouses. This is my top 5. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. And feel free to comment your opinions. What do you think about my top 5? What are your top 5? What are your best money-making methods through businesses? This list doesn't include heists. If you want to see a video on heist, I'll probably do a video after the quartz heist comes out with my top 5. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. See ya, boys.